All right, so far we've discussed amino acids, which act as our monomer, and then we can combine them into either peptides, which we'll call our small polymers, or bigger ones into proteins. So let's take a look at how that occurs. So right in our amino acids, we have an amine, our alpha carbon with the R group, and then a carboxylic acid. And of course, we're making a polymer, so we've got multiple of these. And then we can go ahead and combine them. So what we've got here is a carbonyl. And then an amine. And if we think about what those combine to form, it's going to be an amide. So let's go ahead and draw what that structure looks like. Again, on this side, we've got this amine that was over here that's relatively untouched. The R group, the carbonyl, and then the amine. And then the rest of the functional group, right? The other R group, and then the other carboxylic acid. Our byproducts are here are water. So we can think about where that came from. That came from one of these, or this OH, and then one of these H's. So this is also a condensation reaction. And then what we call this amide, we call this a peptide bond because it's a bond within a peptide. And then what we can see on either side, we've got more amines and more carboxylic acid, so we can grow this polymer further. And that's what our peptide looks like. And then, of course, if we want to form a polypeptide, we can keep adding more and more functional groups. We'll do a somewhat similar reaction in lab. So for example, in lab, we either have or will make nylon. In this case, we take some sort of carboxylic acid. However, amines plus a carboxylic acid do not make an amide. If you think about this proton, it's relatively acidic. The amine is relatively basic. So you're just going to have an acid-base reaction. And then the O- will not be a good leaving group. So instead, what we're going to do is add some SOCl2 to first make this carboxylic acid into an acid chloride, and then add our amine to make our amide. In the body, we have enzymes that do this reaction for us, so we don't have to do this step where we make the acid chloride.